Hi, this is John from Variable Traders, and I want to discuss my best and worst trade for 31 August 2021. I also want to talk a little bit about reading a price pop on a news event. As always, if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, or hit the alert bell, we really appreciate it. Let's look at what we did today. Alright, my worst trade today was on Tesla. This was a high day break trade where the high day was 736.95. Volume at entry, I forgot to jot these down, so these are estimates, but I think it was about 6 million shares, and the R vol was about 130%, I think. Really liked how Tesla traded yesterday. It was making some good moves. It's strongly back up in the 700s, and I was looking forward to make some more strong moves today, so it's at the top of my list. I liked the high at day near the dollar level of 737. It's just below it, just 5 cents below it, so that's pretty nice. And it's also near the pre-market high, which is this dotted magenta line. So that's nice as well. What I didn't like was this big tall wick on the opening 1 minute candle that pulled away kind of hard from that pre-market high. So that was definitely on my mind. That's not the nicest look for a high a day. But the move to the high day was quite strong, but actually a bit fast for my taste. So I like to see like this exponential punch kind of pattern that looks like this shape. This was punching really fast and then kind of fading a bit as it went up to the pre-market high in the high a day. So I was kind of wary about that. It made a move to pre-market high, but not quite high a day, and then pulled back. I actually kind of like the pullback. This lets the buyers and sellers think a little bit, and I was actually looking for a bit more of a pullback and maybe another move up to the high day. But in any event, it happened on the next candle. Took an entry at 736.94 on this nice building 1 minute volume here, and in this overall nice local area of volume with Tesla getting a lot of interest. One problem here is that the SPY was against me, which is not good. You know, we're out late in the morning here. I mean, relatively late, and yeah, almost an hour into the market. So it does matter to me what the market's doing on a non-catalytic, not really catalytic stock. So had to keep that in mind as well. And then we got this little pop and fail here, and I really didn't like that. The next candle was red. The next candle after that was red. And I just cut out with about a half-hour loss. My stop is actually down around 733, $4 stop on this trade. So I took about halfway down. Why such a large stop? Because it's Tesla, because of how fast it can move. That's how I personally play it. My best trade today was on Disney. This is a high day break trade where the high day was 180.22. Volume at entry was 1.2 million shares, and the R vol was 70%. Have not traded Disney a lot lately at all, so I'm a bit unfamiliar with its behavior. I kind of know it trades in my mind something like Microsoft or something similar to that, but I haven't traded it lately, so I'm just a little unfamiliar what kind of moves I can expect out of it. I took a shot on this mostly due to lack of other opportunities, I'll be completely honest. It was putting in a move up to its high day. Rather nice here, this little exponential punch that started to fail a little bit before it made its actual move. But I took a shot on it, and I got totally lucky. Because what happened was, right at my entry, some news broke that Disney was launching streaming services in Latin America. And I heard it on our Benzinga Squawk in the Variable Traders chat room, and it started to make a nice move, and we'll talk about that in a second. The SPY was in my direction nicely until my entry, when I entered on this red candle here. So this is good, this trend. This candle is bad for the entry, but sometimes that's just going to happen. It's hard to avoid. Took an entry at 180.30. This is kind of a good high day and kind of not good. I don't like when the high day is just over the dollar level like it is here, 22 cents above, but this is a decade level, so that can play into the importance of how well it breaks as well. The volume flooded in on this news, and we got a nice pop. You can see, just barely see here, this is a very crowded chart, but there's this red wick here where it went up to 180.75, and it felt like this was really going to be a very easy trade. And then it came back down. So I let it actually test support at the previous high a day, you know, right where I got in basically, because this was good news. I really felt like this should continue to run. That's the feeling I had in my mind. Especially news on streaming services like Roku and Disney Plus and things. They can make really impressive moves. So I really wanted to give this a second chance. It actually went a little bit red on me after this pop, just barely below break even. And then it started to make its move as the volume kept coming in. And I took my first partial right up here. There's a combined level here, actually. This is yesterday's high and R4, both sitting about 181.38, exactly 181.39. So I took some off at 181.36, and sure enough, look at that. That combined level contributes to the pullback. And I thought I was going to get stopped out. I actually set a range order up at break even or 181.90, right near 182. I actually had to go walk my dog, so I just let this thing play out. And I got all out on that limit order at 181.90, so it worked out well. You can see there's a 15-minute chart here that shows my second partial up there. And then that 182 ended up being some resistance as well before it eventually made a move up to almost 183 today. I'm not sure where it's at right now. So this worked out nice. The thing about the news pop is trying to determine what you can get out of it. And that comes down to kind of knowing your stocks. And like I said, I'm not terribly familiar with Disney as of late, but I know generally how it trades, I think. And so, like I said, streaming service news can be very lucrative sometimes, but you can only, Disney's only going to move so much for you. It's a big blue chip stock, and it just behaves differently than, say, Roku. If Roku had similar news, like, you might expect a $10 move out of it. You might want to, wait and take partials on $5 moves or something along those lines. But Disney, you're just not going to get that much. So I felt very lucky to get this move from 180.30 up to 181. Was it 36? A buck on Disney is good. And again, you have this double level here, and you got to respect that. And you gotta take your money off, either scalp it or partial it at smart places. And as you trade more and more, you'll realize which levels matter the most. And when you have these combined levels like that, you gotta give it some respect. So anyway, that was the best and worst for today. Hope you liked this video. Drop a comment below if you want, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.